What's happening, YouTube? Back in the building to discuss the finale of We Own the City. Man, what a great HBO documentary. Entertainment, provided knowledge. It showed you corruption inside of the political machine, down to the police force that was Baltimore at the time. And this last episode summarized everything that was going on. You saw the mayor go to jail. You saw the new police commissioner have to resign for tax issues. You saw Wayne Stankin Jenkins go to jail. And you saw everybody in that gun trace task force get that ass handed to them. And we're going to break it down right now in this video. You're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so when I drop videos, you get them. I will be coming back this month, ladies and gentlemen, month of June, dropping videos, uploads, the whole nine, getting ready and getting right back into YouTube, bringing you all a little bit more entertainment and reviewing P-Valley. I'm going to review The Boys. And I heard Marvel's got a little something going on called Miss Marvel that I might have to take a look at and get you guys' opinion. Shout out to everybody in the building that's joining me right now. We've got 22 in the building. I want to thank you all for coming. You guys make this thing that I do very fun, very informative and insightful when you give me your feedback. And I enjoy the ones of you that follow me on Instagram and Twitter and enjoy the videos I put out about my daughter and me being a first-time father past the age of 40 and making things happen for that young lady. Speaking of young lady, ladies and gentlemen, it's the
Hey y'all,
building.
I'm on location. What's up?
You had to put her on the spot and figure out what's going on. But
What's
before
up?
we do that, look who else we got in the building. Jay,
Damn.
the man Mo is in the building. What's up, brother?
What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Happy holiday. I hope everybody is doing all right. Had a good 3-day weekend. And let's get ready for this fire episode.
Yeah.
It was so good. I am a little mad at how it ended. I'm like, damn, that was so good. They could have made that a second season.
They could. I think it's still a chance of doing that, Jay. I really do.
They can show it like Oz now. We had the Wire remake. Now let's do Oz and show them in the pen. You know what I'm saying?
Especially considering the way it went off with Wayne Stankin Jenkins. He was separated. He was separated from Gen Pop, and he was basically isolated because he knew everybody was going to get a piece of that ass.
Right.
So they could easily do a new season chronicling how he get that ass beat when they let him go to Gen Pop. Yeah. And you can chronicle G Money, who went and got himself a damn R. Kelly haircut at the end. and you
he look like he's trying to be a Muslim.
I know, right? Big Pop, my brother.
You know man.
Trying to call.
Yeah.
Big Pop.
Right.
Okay.
I don't eat that pork, my brother. I don't eat pork. I don't do pork. I don't eat that swine.
No pork on the fork, brother. What's up, man? Brother, man? How you doing, man? Black man.
Hey, that's right. Hey, I am the black man, but I don't eat that swine. and I don't touch that devil's women's either. You know what I'm talking about.
The white man is the devil. Don't you know when things come around, they gonna be our slaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's about to be that kind of night. But ladies and gentlemen, let's figure out where the hell Moochie, where you at? We want to know.
I'm in the Poconos, y'all.
Oh, snap.
Oh, so
poking
you
them nose. You gotta get the nose poked. Okay.
There you go.
So Moochie's somewhere skiing up in this piece.
I don't know about skiing. I'm enjoying the weather.
Okay.
Hey, Moochie, cool. I was just about to tell Lamont the same thing you just typed. Something wrong.
Yeah, I can't see the YouTube chat.
Yeah, something wrong with it on mine too.
Okay.
I'll try to figure out what's going on in a minute. You guys just bear with me. But ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at some of the action that went down in this great, compelling, gripping TV show that came to an end.
Look at
and
Moochie,
it is called.
Relaxed.
Oh, I know, Moochie, you really got me wanting to know what the hell going on over there. You're taking off glasses and you giggling. I see all your teeth.
Smile. Look at them giggles.
I know. Smile so.
Yeah.
Jay, her smile so big, she kissing her earlobe. What's going on
over
there?
No, I'm just look. I'm enjoying the scenery.
I know that's right.
Turn your camera down. Turn your camera down so we can make sure ain't nobody underneath the table. Turn the camera down. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
But even the Office of Civil Rights, as high-minded as we think ourselves to be, is still a part of the Justice Department.
But then everything in the Baltimore report is about a symptom.
Beginning with the second term, Holder told all the U.S. attorneys to reduce the federal intake of drug defendants.
So instead of fixing the laws, we just quietly work around them until we can't? Now we're out. Trump is in, and Jeff Sessions wants to arrest everyone he can for fucking marijuana possession.
Oh, Jeff Sessions, man. Who was he? That wasn't Elmer Fudd. Who was he? He remind me of. It's been a while. I can't remember.
Jeff Sessions was the first attorney general under President Trump, who recused himself because Trump was too crooked. So that ought to tell you just how crooked politics is. If Jeff Sessions, who was a crook himself, said that Donald Trump is too crooked for me and I'm going to recuse myself. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm trying to remember what he reminded me of.
There is just no recourse, no hope if we're going to put our hope in things of the government. And Jay, I'll come to you first, my man. How did you feel about Nicole having that conversation with the Department of Justice inside the Civil Rights Division, letting you know that not only did Barack Obama's Attorney General didn't really change the law, try to make you work around it, but then Trump's Attorney General comes in and wants to throw everybody in jail for damn near jaywalking with a blunt. Talk to us, Jay.
Yeah, man, it just shows the attitudes and the differences on how they look at crime. So Eric Holder, Barack Obama, both two black men. They lived, of course, their life as a black man before being in that position. So they understand how policing can go wrong, and so a lot of people clogging up the court system for a joint or, minor drug offenses is slowing down the system for people with serious crimes and people that police should be arresting. One example is in Chicago, at least back when I was younger. If they'd have pulled you over and found a joint, they'd have just took it. They might have smoked it looking at this now with like Wayne Jacobs, who knows, but they'd have took it or maybe destroyed it right then and there. They wouldn't take you in for a joint. Whereas in Indianapolis or in Indiana, when I first was here, I know people that went because they found seeds in their ashtray, not even a roach or anything, seeds. And they got to go to court for that. Yeah. And I mean, I am not playing. They tried to give him probation for like 2 years over that. But he had a lawyer, and that's what's, got that thrown off the record and thrown out. But had he not had money, he could have had 2 years probation for some damn seeds. And then, that's a good way to get you knocked up. If they catch you with seeds again or anything else, you go to jail because you was on probation, and then you violate probation, and now we got you. So that's one of the tricks in the book. But you got Barney Fife coming in here, a.k.a. Jeff Sessions, and they approach crime just like when we saw later, not to jump too far ahead, when she went to the courtroom, we saw ain't nothing but black folks in there.
Yep. It looked like an assembly line.
Exactly, like a factory straight to prison. And that's how they see and approach crime, as in those are bad people and criminals, lock them up, get them off the street, put them on the plantation, do whatever you need to do to get them out of our way so we can live our life, and to hell with them. So they damn sure don't see equality in the citizens, and that's why they don't police equally,
Moochie,
Yes.
Nicole Steele said it best herself. She in the same scene J-Mo is talking about when they was running black dudes through there like an assembly line. She basically said that the rich and influenced have this thing set up where everybody who's poor, your ass is basically going to jail.
Yeah.
You basically effed, as some I've heard some people say. So talk to us about that, Moochie.
It's like we already know. I know this is a little off topic, but we already know that the prison system is set up now by private industry where they need bodies.
Yeah.
And with the corrupt police, they was just helping us the assembly line move like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
But Mooch, this is what I want to know. This is what I want to know. No Anglo-Saxon that claims to be a Republican can tell me the answer to this. Okay. Black people make up 13.4% of the population.
Yep.
In the United States.
Right.
Ask me what makes up 74.2% of the males in jail. Ask me, Moochie.
What? It's
black
half of
men.
That? It's over half. It's over half.
Yeah,
black men make up 70% of the people in prison, yet we as a whole race of people are only 13.2%, and there's more black women than men. So please explain to me how the levers of justice and the penal system is leveraging its duties fairly with those statistics. Because I can guarantee you right now, a lot of why we've been vilified is because it's projections of what their asses are doing behind closed doors.
Exactly.
So talk to me about that, Moochie.
They always make the black man a villain because our black men are kings. So they want to take them down a peg so they can feel superior to them.
They intimidate.
And they make it where it is the scales are already unbalanced. And this was orchestrated years ago.
Yeah.
Once they took the black man out of the house. Once they saw that black people were financially making more money around in the early 80s, between like 82, 83, before crack came out. They did this was all orchestrated. I don't care what nobody says, because back then the average black family was making more than some of these white families. They had good jobs and things of that nature. It's a lot of things that was orchestrated to make this prison system become an assembly line of hauling in minorities, especially black men.
Yeah, let me just add a little something to that real quick too. So before Martin Luther King started preaching about equality and all of that, white men made up the majority of people in prison. Once Jim Crow ended and a lot of civil rights were passed, that began the backlash and started putting black men in prison because they no longer could segregate legally, and it became more black men slowly in jail than whites. And you could even, people that's listening can Google and look it up just to double check. And one thing, I was just looking at the comments real quick, what is his name? Dwayne. He's saying that they're blaming it on Trump as usual. I guess, Dwayne, you're not realizing this is in 2016, the show is what they're addressing. It's not today. He makes it seem as if people like the show is current right now. This is the laws and the policy that they put in place. So it's not blaming. This is what they did. This is what they said. It's not a, Trump supporter. So, it's not that. It's nobody making up things. And that was the policy that they implemented. Jeff Sessions, that's what he did. Nobody's making up anything. So, you gotta double check that, brother.
So Moochie, I'm gonna swing your way on this. This episode gave us a full circle on your boy Sean Suiter. Oh Lord, poor fella, Lord Jesus Christ, this guy. Now,
and I remember that in the news when I saw it on there.
I do too. I did too. I remembered it. I remembered it in the news too. So Moochie, they go through this episode talking about Suiter, right? And they're telling him he's not on the watch list per se, but they do want him to give an account of his time he spent with Wayne Jenkins. They want him to tell the story on, in front of the grand jury.
Right.
Moochie, this boy is sweating bullets, shitting bricks. He don't know what to do with himself. And it gets to a point, Moochie, where he starts thinking that Wayne Jenkins and Rayum are going to attempt to blame that Planet Drugs on Suiter. That's what they're planning on doing. That's what Rayum is planning on doing. And for whatever the reason, Suiter felt so bad about that, Moochie. He felt so bad that it led him to doing this act right here. And then I'll give the floor to you, Moochie.
Stop! Please stop! Sean! Sean!
Moochie, before I give it to you, let me say this. Somebody on Instagram asked me, Lamont, why didn't he just commit suicide versus pretending and having them say that someone shot him? And I had to explain to them, if he would have committed suicide, his family wouldn't have got no life insurance money. They wouldn't have got none of the pension he's worked all these years to get. They would have been cut off from benefits. Right. Having said that, Moochie, the floor is yours.
Okay, and that's exactly what I was going to say. He thought this out. If he dies in the line of duty, he still his family would still reap the benefits of being related to a police officer.
Yeah,
they would get the pension, and then they have those other things where they pay for their college funds and all of that other stuff. And I believe he had a lot of children, but I really don't want to believe that he did this act.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I thought you was done. My bad.
Yeah, I don't want to believe that he did this, but the writing's on the wall, the way they're showing it, and I'm wrestling with that. Go ahead, you could go, Jay.
Yeah, what Lamont said earlier was 100% correct about why he did that, but he tweaked too hard though, because they told him he wasn't a suspect. Wayne Jenkins was already buried. You didn't even really have to throw no dirt on him. That dude was a mud baby right now. You know what I'm saying?
I think he was afraid of losing his job, because that's the first thing he spoke about.
Yeah, he said that was so stupid. Am I going to lose my job for this? That made him look guilty when he said that. I'm like, why would you say that? He was tweaking, man. Hard off of just like they didn't even know about the money. He could have just said, they didn't even know about that money part.
Jay, the rent is too damn high, man. Dude want to keep a job. The rent is too damn high, brother. I want my job too.
I know, right? But man, you can find another job. But some of these cops, that job is their life. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. But at the same time, they wasn't even talking about the other officers, check the car. They didn't find nothing. When I went, I was able to find it. I didn't personally see him throw it in there, but he did tell me to go and double check the car.
I want to say something about that part.
Go ahead.
Before Sean walks to that Acura, it's a uniformed cop walking away from there.
Right.
So he probably didn't plant the drugs there, but his mind, He didn't plant. I don't think he planted drugs there. It was somebody, a uniform cop, that did that.
Right, he didn't do
They
it.
show him walking away when he's walking back to that vehicle. If you watch it the first time, they show a person, a uniform cop, walking away from that car.
Right.
And even the person that was on the curb that the car belonged to, he seen the uniform cop go there. That's why he shouted out like that.
Right. But that's not on him. You're right. He didn't do it. That's why he told him to go find it, because he was clean and didn't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? They kind of set him up actually to put his name on the paper when he didn't. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he could have just been like, told the story, left it at that. Don't bring up the part when they stole the money, when they went to the, you know what I'm saying, car wash, and leave it at that, man. Like, some of these cops, I have to give it to them. They real straight laced. So even though like he was a cool dude, when it come down to lying and doing like shady stuff on the stand or whatever, you know, getting questioned by cops, he was tweaking, you know, because he didn't even have to say, am I going to lose my job for this, when they was questioning him? Because you saw them look at each other when he said that, like, what the hell this dude know? What'd he do? You know what I'm saying? And so he started making exactly great picture. That made him look bad saying that. That was dumb. And then he started tweaking all day long when the lawyer was texting him and trying to call him. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you got to be calm under pressure. And they wasn't looking for him. Just say what you had to say and move on. Like the dude said after he died, we really didn't need him no way. Which they did.
Yeah. No.
And they was trying to explain, well, why would somebody assassinate him? Easy to bury him even more.
The thing with Suter, this dude, I'm with you, Moochie. He was so afraid of, and I think they highlighted it. He was so afraid of not being able to be the provider for his family. Because you guys remember in this episode, he woke up, looked next to his wife, looks at his son, and he's thinking to himself, if I lose my job, how am I going to take care of my family? Right. So I think that he felt that if he went and testified, even if he done things by the book, let's say that the feds don't get him, the police probably going to turn on him and eventually make him lose his job. And then his family is going to be out. So he was like, look, let me do the admirable thing, take my life, pretend like somebody did it, and my family can be taken care of. I think that's what was going through his brain. He was thinking to himself, I can't take on neither one of the people I'm in between. I'm in between the feds and I'm in between the Baltimore Police Department. If I tell the truth on the Baltimore Police Department, I'm toast. If I lie to the feds and get caught, I'm toast. And he has no idea that Ram and Wayne and all them is about to try to blame it on him. So then he would have been forced to tell the truth. He would have had to tell the truth to defend his own name. And then as crooked as that police department was, as we've learned, they probably would have shunned my brother. They probably would have. And that's what he was thinking, I think. That's what he was thinking.
Yeah, that police culture is no joke. And if they think that you a snitch or you was doing something that that go against the, police bro code, so to speak, then it would have put him out to pasture. Or if he needed help, nobody would have been there or want to be his partner. Now, I see some people say that he was killed. And to play devil's advocate, all right, we really don't know what he was looking at and doing in his house. You know what I'm saying? If he looked at the pictures or if he was worried. It was good for the show. It's probably something he did, but we really don't know, playing devil's advocate. We really don't know what he was thinking, of course, and he didn't leave a note. So we can't say for sure, but it goes to that testimony of that cop he was with. Did that cop shoot him? Because they never found a suspect. They never saw anybody. So if that cop that was with him, who didn't know nothing about Wayne Jenkins and them, at least as far as we know, because they pretty much brought in everybody that had something to do with them. As we later saw, they put a lot of people in jail for all kind of reasons. You know what I'm saying? It went high up the food chain and low. So that dude didn't have nothing to do with it as far as we know. So why would he kill Suter? Most of the guys in his unit in homicide didn't know nothing about it from what we saw. So it ain't like Wayne could have did it. He was in prison, or any of those guys. And what Suter could have said really ain't nothing compared to what all the cops said. They was singing like a jaybird.
Oh, Lord, we about to get to them in a minute.
I mentioned it last week about the documentary about Sean Suter. It's called The Slow Hustle. I wanted to wait till everybody saw the last episode in order to watch that. You have to watch it. It's showing the like, did he commit the S word, or did he die in the line of duty? And they're showing you different pros and cons of how it is and how it should be. I strongly believe he died in the line of duty.
Really?
I believe he died in the line of duty. I believe it was a cover up. The person that he was with was a new detective. He wasn't with his usual guy, the black dude with the beard.
Right.
He's in the documentary, and it's saying a lot. C-Mac mentioned it. It was somebody else also that mentioned it too. Tamika, yeah, she mentioned it. And like I said, once again, I did talk about it last week. And you meet his family. You meet how his family is crusading for him. And it's very deep.
Maybe he used that rookie. Okay. Maybe he did it because that rookie detective didn't know what was going on, or didn't know how to look for a suspect properly yet, and all of that. So he was like, "Stay on the corner." And
they're not even explaining that whole thing. The way the show made it look like he took the guy out, right?
What you mean he took the guy out?
The other cop that was with him, it made it look like Sean Suter took him out for the next thing. But you know how when you in homicide, the next person up is the next person up, and he happened to be in the station, so and his partner had something to do. That's why his partner didn't go.
So maybe he was thinking about it, randomly got lucky and decided, let me go do it. I don't know. I ain't see it, so I can't really say. You got more information than me on that. So, but you definitely got me wanting to check it out. It's on HBO.
Yeah, HBO. Yes,
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah,
but I really don't think he did it. I just feel like he went this far and wasn't really messing with them like that. But he was like, look, I'm not going to tell on these dudes because the blue wall of silence, right? But I'm not participating in that. And that's what it seemed like he was doing the whole time.
Okay.
And I haven't even seen the documentary, and I picked up on that.
That's how I don't want to think he's doing it. I feel like Wayne Jenkins had that bounty hunter dude, and he was dirty too. They could have got anybody.
He was already locked up by then, though.
Yeah, but they still could have got anybody to do that.
That's true. He could have probably.
They was working with different dealers and stuff.
Everybody.
They could have got anybody to do that.
I just don't think Scooter they said his testimony wasn't that more valuable. I don't think he was that valuable to want to take him out. Now, if it would have been Gondo or Ram, they buried Wayne Jenkins. You know what I'm saying? If they could have got one of them and they died like that, then that's different, because they really the ones that really put the finishing touches on them. And
I think that these three clowns, Ray,
Gondo,
Gondo, and them, I think they laid the foundation for getting Wayne. But the real person that put the nail in the coffin, the icing on a fat man cake, was this MF right here. And when they came to him, he was so. When I tell y'all ever want to see a Mockingbird sing, this is the face of him. That MF was singing like a church choir right before the buffet. He was ready to tell them everything. Told them he made $1 million.
He was singing like Tweety Bird.
Yeah.
He said the coke was where was in the baseboard of the radiator. Y'all missed that.
Man, I was like, what?
Bro.
I wouldn't have said that one. He done told too much.
You know why? Because he's his own man. He got his own business. He could still do the bounty hunting when he come out.
He's a bails bomber.
He could still do the bails bonds once he gets out.
Yep.
Now, he already had his way of living. This was just icing on the cake for him.
Why didn't they tell us how much time he got, how long he going to jail, when he getting out? Because I got a beef. I got a beef about some of these sentences. Now I do got a beef, and we'll get there in a minute.
Yeah.
But do y'all want to say something else about old white milk dud tattletale?
Benny Blanco.
Everything.
Yeah, he did put the icing on that cupcake. And even Wayne, when he saw the newspaper that he was singing and
he knew it was over.
Like, damn.
He knew it was over.
Yeah, he knew it was over then. And I do got a problem. I'm with you. We get to it about they sentencing because oh man, I don't know if it was worth it, but let's get to it.
I'm right with you.
Yeah.
So they're interviewing all the gun trace task force brothers, right? And basically, and I'm gonna come to you with this one, Moochie. The feds wanting to know, okay, what more do you got on Wayne? And that's when they all start talking about Wayne was a different dude. Wayne was legitimately a fucking drug dealer working within the police. Everybody was stealing money. You know, not only us, pretty much everybody in the police department steal money. Now, ladies and gentlemen, everybody is a human. And when you think MF is just sitting there looking at all that cash, if you to this day don't think that some of them ain't skimming something off the top, do yourself a favor, take some Excedrin and go to sleep. Because they are. And there ain't nothing sacred on this planet when it comes to people being next to money and power. Nothing and no one. What keeps you sacred is being caught and the rule of law and executing those rules of laws. But anyway, they all came out and said what made this cat different was the fact that he was dealing drugs. So, Moochie, what does it say that everybody, all four of these brothers, corroborated pretty much the same story? And Jenkins, up until that point, was sitting there lying through his teeth. He even survived this little skirmish right here in jail. Talk to us, Moochie.
He survived that. He went through the other thing and was like, well, I'm not the person you're looking for. But word on the street is that you're a dirty cop.
Yeah.
Every single one of your cases is getting thrown out.
Yep.
So it's like I said it earlier, the writing's on the wall. He's a dirty cop and he's a drug dealer.
Right. And what I want to know is, Moochie, how in his mind did he do the mental gymnastics to think that he's a legit cop? Like I said last week, people will somehow or another in their mind justify their behavior with anything. So for him, as long as he's taking the drugs away from the drug dealers, it's okay for him to repurpose those same drugs, seal them back up in the cocaine vial, and then go sell them himself. That's taking no, Nick, stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. Jump on in there, Moochie. Finish your point.
You know what the crazy part about that was?
What is it?
Was when he was talking to Jamel and when they was talking about that last heist they was gonna do
at the strip club.
Right.
At the strip club, and he was saying, "You hear how they saying I'm dirty?"
And they laugh like, ain't you?
They laugh like, is this dude serious?
Right.
But Moochie and Jay, that's how some of them do. That is classic narcissism. Classic narcissism. Projecting, denial. acting as if the behaviors you're doing, you're not doing them, and you deny it, and then you project it on other people. You know, making up gymnastics to get away with it. Jump on in there, Jay.
Yeah. So not too long ago, I was talking about something like this with some people on my channel about how cops steal money, and a lot of people think that's not a crime. And of course, they know technically it's a crime because we had to go back and forth. But they were saying from the point that they do it so much and get away with it, it's not a crime. But a lot of cops think because you're a drug dealer or whatever, I could take this money and there's nothing wrong with it because you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it. And taking your money is not a crime. Like, as you alluded to, people justify all kind of stuff. So they justify, you shouldn't have had it in the first place. You're not going to do nothing positive with it. You don't need it. So I'm going to take it. And I'm a hard-working police officer. I deserve it more than you. These are the things that they justify and how they justify it in their head. Of course,
Jay, let me say something, Jay.
With it, his damn self. Go ahead.
Let me say, Jay, let me say this to you because it goes well with your point. A lot of people look at our government structure, and that's how they form their justifications for doing wrong. Okay? And let me give you two examples. One of them goes right with what you're talking about. Number one, there are so many businessmen out there who quickly tell you they love Jesus, they walk the life of Christ and all that, but cheating on their fucking taxes. The two don't go together, but they'll justify it because they earned that money. Government shouldn't take it, okay? That's number one. But right with what you're saying, Jay, in terms of these cops justifying taking that money, when the federal government arrests a drug dealer and they seize his money and confiscate his money and drugs, me and you done talked about this last week. These are ill-gotten gains that the government then turns around and tax the dude on it.
Right.
The government tax you on something that is an ill-gotten gain and shouldn't be gained anyway, but they're going to make money off of something that's illegal and put you in jail and then confiscate your money. So I can easily see why the police department be like, you know what? The government do it. Fuck it. I'll do it too.
Right.
Back to you, Jay.
Yeah, like you say, they're going to tax you. That's how they got a lot of people for tax evasion, from Capone to many others since. Because, okay, we can't prove certain things, but we know that you got all this property and money, and you don't have any way to show that you earned it. So we're going to tax you for not paying taxes every year, and we're going to confiscate all that stuff. And I was talking to a cop not too long ago, and she was saying that all the stuff they confiscate, whether it's property or whatever, they sell the property, the money goes into the police fund, or they use it to buy equipment and stuff. So either way, they're going to keep your money. It's just, are you keeping it personally like Wayne Jenkins, or are you going to let us all keep it and put it in our retirement fund or buy equipment? And that's the only difference. And they all going to justify the same way, as in, you a drug dealer, you shouldn't have had it, you wasn't doing nothing positive with it. It's just that, are you going to let the big organization, you know what I'm saying, overall justify it, or are you going to justify it personally and take it? You know, and that's the crazy part. And Wayne Jenkins, when he was even doing at the end his little speech to the group, and they saying we getting guns off the street and we making the difference, this, that, and the other. He didn't say we taking, because he was saying we taking guns and drugs and putting it on the table. He didn't say money and putting it on the table. They're putting it in them pockets. You know what I'm saying? Let that out, yeah. And truth be told, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have police, because I definitely believe we do. But how much of a difference did they really make? Taking off 100-something guns off the street sounds great, but that ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? How many people live in Baltimore? You know what I mean? How many guns are really illegal or involved in drugs or shootings? 100 and something? That ain't nothing.
Well, Jay, let's just keep this thing all the way 100, because that's what we do up here.
Right.
The government and police forces know good and damn well who are the connects and the head of these crime bosses and organizations selling and pushing these drugs. But they don't fuck with them because they have just as much power and influence as politicians.
Right.
And it ain't black folks doing this shit now. And
Right.
also they know who's pushing these guns into the street, filtering them down to the black folks, and we get our hands on them. Then they want to run their asses in the street and say, oh, look at all the violence in Baltimore. Look at all the violence in Chicago. When you could cut the nozzle right off from the top if you go get the big guy, but they don't do that because they would lose power, money, and influence. So I don't want to hear none of that mess. I don't want to hear none of that mess because they know where the drugs is coming from.
We're going through that now.
Yeah, they go for the low-hanging fruit because they don't have good lawyers either.
Right.
You know
like I said, it's about power, money, and influence.
Yeah, and it's a numbers game. They want to say we took this many guns and arrested this many people, but really you only need a handful of people.
And you can end it.
Suppliers and everything.
You can shut it down. You can shut it down, but they don't want it to be shut down, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the mind trap we live in.
Yeah.
They don't want it to be shut down.
Lawyers, politicians, officers getting overtime who careers built off of getting the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
All of those arrests and stats and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Because that's what they look at when they promote them and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what Sean Suter was like, let me just get my numbers so I and just bypass this area. I know it's dirty. I'm gonna keep my head down, do my work, and I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Right. And speaking of which, Moochie, I'm gonna come your way for this one. Speaking of tax evaders, how about this bitch right here? This mayor, you had the police, you had the police commissioner who was sticking his neck out there, ladies and gentlemen. This guy really was sticking his neck out there to reform the police department as best he could. He was trying. And he told this woman, look, we're going to need some more money. She's doing the song and dance that a good friend of mine who ran a very successful nonprofit, God rest her soul, taught me and my wife about. She said, Lamont, Crystal, when you're doing nonprofits or you're in politics and you're black, you have to make sure your books is twice as clean as the whites. Because when there's funding and money involved, the first place they're going to go look is audit your books. Audit your books. And this chick didn't have nothing clean because they sent her ass to jail for tax evasion for 3 years. And she's up here making this
She just got out recently.
She up there making this passion speech. Oh,
Not my
babies, my kids, blah, blah. It's easy to say that shit when it's somebody else's money because every time you get a grant, there's always little ways you can skim some money off the top. See, the police is out there physically taking the money. And folks like this is in there doing that white collar mess I be telling y'all about, skimming money off the top, buying a $2,000 printer when you really just went and bought yourself some damn Louis Vuitton pocketbook at the house. Right. So I'm going to give it to you, I'm going to give it to you first, J-Mo. How bad was this for Baltimore with this chick who's supposed to came in and do something? And how you feel about this commissioner who eventually got fired, and then they brought in a black police commissioner who did the same shucking job.
He didn't even last long, and the ink didn't even dry on his first check.
Right.
What Missy Elliott say? What Missy Elliott say, Moochie? I don't want no minute man.
That's what he was, a minute man.
60 seconds.
It was like a revolving door.
Yeah, Big Chief John Goodman over here. He knew they was coming for him when he got in the elevator. He said, they just keeping me around long enough to put this stank on me. Stank on you. Straight up. They put the stank on you, you know what I'm saying? And he was outcast. And they sure enough got rid of him. And he knew it. He should have retired and left. Yeah, I would have resigned. I would have retired. Look at his name. He's been working there long enough. He retired. And you saw that the second in command ended up retiring and leaving after that when they tried to put him on something like, man,
and his hands was actually dirty.
He was crooked. He was very crooked.
His hands was actually dirty.
Yeah. But I actually really feel, you know what I'm saying, that the mayor was right when she was in the boardroom saying find cuts from somewhere else. I'm not going to cut like the stuff for the community, like the community centers and the rec and all of that stuff that they had. Because what happens when young kids and young people don't have a place to go? They hang out on the streets, so you got to have some type of stuff for people to go to. And if you cut all of the programs, social programs, people aren't going to do anything other than hang out on the streets and possibly get involved in things they shouldn't, or become victims of things that they shouldn't. And she was right. They could have found cuts because they was making a killing in police overtime. But he did have a point that a lot of officers don't want to police, and I can't cut the ones that actually do. It was hard. I'm not saying it was an easy solution, but you can't cut the programs for people to keep them off the street at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So it was a tough one. And they should have tried to get more fun if they was doing their job and turning in all the money and, things that they seized. It could have probably paid for some of these programs. But they was trying to find a way to pay for body cameras and stuff, saying they can't find it. You need to find a way, and that's a one-time purchase. But I think you got to operate it and run it and all of that stuff. So maybe it would have been
software updates, and you've also got to have your antivirus up there, because you don't want Russia to hack them bitches and be putting Russian models peeing on Donald Trump in there and stuff like that when you need the records of it. So yeah, you do gotta. There are some small costs, ongoing costs associated with it.
True. So yeah, that would have been a nice little thing. But I'm with her. We'd had to figure out something other than cutting my babies. Don't cut my baby. Yeah. I come for you. You cut my baby.
Oh Lord. Jump on in there, Moochie. What you got?
Moochie looking serious over here.
I was surprised that that she was dirty. When I seen I was like, oh, yeah.
Let me show y'all what Moochie talking about. Let me show y'all. Here
when
we go.
They came and arrested her?
Yeah, I was surprised too. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, and then all the other people that went down, they ain't got nobody left.
I just gotta know, why was y'all surprised at this? Why was y'all surprised? Because she looks meager and clean. Are you kidding me? Let me pull her picture back up here. She got y'all shook with that meager, clean Michelle Obama polish. Let me tell y'all something.
One thing
this about to make y'all mad.
I wasn't paying her enough attention to really think about it like that at all. So when I saw it, I was like, "Oh damn!"
Yeah, that's how I was when I saw it. Exactly,
I wasn't
like
about her, but I wasn't paying enough attention to even think that route. So when I saw it, I was like, "Whoa."
So if y'all found out tomorrow that Barack Obama got 3 bitches on the side, what y'all gonna say then?
What?
Hey man, I don't put nothing past anybody that I don't know. And
that's my point.
That's my point. Don't go there with that. That's where women go to line.
He's a man. Ain't nobody say nothing about grabbing him by the coochie.
He was putting something in the cuckoo. He didn't grab it.
This is what I can't figure out, Moochie. That man said grab him by the PUSSY, and Christians still was voting for him.
Yup.
Because they cared so
Moving
much
right
about
along.
The kid issue, because they care about kids before they born. But once they born, oh well, that's on you. You shouldn't have them.
grab them by the PUSSY. Do whatever you want to do to them once they get here. Just let them get here. That's stupid madness, man. That's stupid. It's stupid.
Yeah.
The fuck is it stupid?
But I don't put nothing. People know that watch and know me. I don't put nothing past anybody, whether they sports figures, athlete, anybody, businessman. Because I don't know you. I ain't talked to you or have a relationship to knowing you somewhat. I don't know what your ass could really do and say. Your public persona could be clean as a whistle. At the end of the day, you could be putting up a front.
Could be, exactly.
Yeah.
Because we live in a society that rewards people for faking it till they make it.
Yeah.
And that's pathetic. I mean, literally, it's pathetic.
Yeah.
It's very.
I even know some YouTubers that be putting up fronts and it's fake as hell. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't care about the people that watch. They look down on the people that watch. They subscribers. They think less of them. All kind of stuff. And I, of course, don't mess with them. So if you don't see me somewhere, then you know that might be something. Not always, but I ain't gonna roll with you if you looking down on people. Because who the hell are you?
Yeah,
exactly. Ron, yes, he was there. Now,
Moochie, he was at that convention.
Yes, he was there, man.
Some of them sent tapes too.
Yep, they did.
Let me say something. It was a beautiful convention. Beautiful convention. We had nice guns, beautiful guns. They were beautiful, shiny guns, clean.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got
guns, clean.
Donald J. Trump on a good tan day. On a good tan day, we got Donald Trump. So, Donald, have you slept with your daughter yet? Everybody want to know.
I've been working on it. If she wasn't my daughter, I would have already been dating her. Okay? Like I told you, one of the things that we do have in common is sex. Okay? She's definitely my type, but I didn't get to type the PU yet, okay? But I'm working on it. I gave her a good job. So we'll see how it works. You know, once you do stuff for them, they let you do anything you want. You can just literally go and grab it, fondle it. Ooh, it's very beautiful, very nice, warm, tight, enjoyable.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump, get his ass out of here real quick. Get him out of here. Bring Jay back, man. I can't deal with this, man. Bring Jay back.
Man, who was that?
It was Donald J. Trump. He had a real good tan this time. I don't know what happened because normally the bitch looks like a pumpkin, but he came in here looking like a brother this time, Jay. So I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming to Moochie on this one. So Moochie, we getting down to these sentences they dealed out. Okay, we getting down to these sentences. So they want, because of Strapshire told on Gladstone. They dragged Gladstone in there. He put a little bit more icing on this cake because he was the one that planted that BB gun. And they asked him, why would you do that? And he gave one of these answers you suspect these lonely white dudes would give that have been in the military and grew up in a house full of boys because of brotherhood and camaraderie.
Right.
What?
But you know what? It's true, though, because that's
true.
That's true. Blue wall is, but it's dumb.
Right. It is dumb because at the end of the day, you just put them before what white people been teaching us for years is sacred. Your family. But what's more sacred than your family?
Or
your God is sacred. Your God and your families is my family. But in this punk, he's gonna say, oh, it's a brotherhood, so I had to help him. You just put yourself in jail over brotherhood. And then we go to Wayne Stankin' Jenkins sentence. Look at this. He declined to cooperate. But listen to what I'm about to say.
Boy, Twinkie.
But they only gave him 25 years. Only. Gave him 25 years. Yeah, only.
He was in his 40s, and that's fair time, so that's 80% minimum.
He's gonna do 80% of that time.
Yeah.
So he's gonna do 18 years. Whoop-de-doo. No, I want his ass in there forever for the crimes he did. I mean, some of these people ain't gonna be able to get their life back for what you did. So he gives up there. He didn't snitch. He gives this fake apology, Moochie, that keeps him looking like he's a police hero when we know he been in there dipping in the chocolate, Moochie.
Mm-hmm.
How would his wife feel, Moochie, if she know that her baby daddy been out there on them back page streets dipping in that chocolate?
That's why he took the plea, because he knew that the bail bondsman dude was going to spill the beans.
Yep.
They would have found out about all the black pudding he been eating. All the chocolate he been dipping into.
She wouldn't have been.
And he still wanted to look like a family man.
Yep.
So that's why he did what he did.
Because she ain't gonna come visit him.
No, she's not gonna bring them kids up there.
Hell no.
Who knows? She might. And I don't even think I can't even see it. Her still being married to him. I would like to know if they still married.
I'll do some digging for you. And here's the part I'm gonna give to Jay. Jay, these sentences that they dealt out. Jay, Lord have mercy.
Who's next?
Let me talk about this right here.
I still think he should have got more time.
He got 15 though.
He got 15 years.
He didn't
cooperate either.
He got 15 years, didn't snitch. But check this out.
Yeah.
How the hell did Rayam, who told everything,
12 years.
He told it all. He got 12 years. Woo! And the only thing I can think of is because
it's the shooting.
Right.
Yeah,
but here's another one.
Gondo.
Oh, R. Kelly G Money in there looking like Lakeith Stevenson. Done went and told everything to, and he got 10 years.
I thought it was 9. It was 10.
No, he got 10 years.
It was 10. And then the other two brothers, they got 7.
7 apiece.
And they got 7 apiece. So
they
Jay,
got the least.
Talk to me about these sentences, Jay. What you disagree with? Are you like me? If you ain't gonna snitch, I mean, damn, man. I feel like Rayam snitched and he's still doing 12. Come on.
Yeah, so they got hit with a nice amount of time still, and they buried everybody. I hope they ain't all in the same prison together. but to be honest, they deal was still not really that good. But in the grand scheme of things, 12 and 15. That's 3 years of can give back. I don't care if you Bill Gates or I'm saying Elon Musk, you can't buy a day of life. You know what I'm saying? Get no time back. True. So that's 12 years. That means 13 more years possibly that Wayne would be in there. Or if he only served 80%, then what's 80% of 25? You know what I'm saying? Like 18 years or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, 19. I'm just doing it off the top of my head. I'm sure somebody will do it in the comments. But, and he got to do 80% of the 12, which, is what, 8 to 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Or 10. He got 10, you said, or 12? 12?
12.
Who that? Rayam?
He got 12 years.
Jamel, yeah. So that means he's going to do 8 to 9 years at least. 9 years or something like that, which damn, that I know how 10 years can go by and how long it could be, and man, boy, woo, time moves fast though. Your life moves fast. It flashed before your eye. We all are old enough to have now seen the passage of time and realize seeing people young or seeing the events happen and be like, damn, that seemed like just yesterday. That was 10 years ago. That was 15, 20 years ago. And man, your life moves fast and next thing you know, it's over. So yeah, that's a lot of time, man. I mean, I thought they was gonna get 5 years or something, man, when they was doing
That's what I thought. Yeah. The way they were snitching, they got the big fish.
Gonna get a little bit of time too.
Yeah,
they got the big fish.
Even though the other two they came last to the task force, and they got the least amount of time. I thought they was gonna get like maybe 4 or 5 years. I didn't think it was gonna be 7.
Yeah,
I didn't even think they was gonna get that much. I thought they might have got 2 years.
Comments. Yeah, good in the comments said 22.7 to be exact. So 22 years and 7 months. I hope you was accurate on your math. Good.
Do you think he's in general population?
Hell yeah.
He might be by now.
They say he's in Kentucky.
If he's smart, he should have punched the guard and went to With the
Solitary.
solitary, yeah. But they probably put him in Kentucky because if he was in Baltimore, they'd have killed him. He'd be there with people he locked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He'd be done.
But
And for all we know,
he's in federal prison in Kentucky.
yeah. Now there's one more person we got to talk about who actually thought he was going to use white privilege to get up there in front of that judge and lie, talking about he was not stealing regular citizens' money. And it's this bitch ass right here, Herschel. Ladies and gentlemen, they wasn't buying it. This is what he got. Thank you for coming. As the only two officers to go to trial in federal court, Daniel Herschel, Marcus Taylor were convicted and sentenced to 18 years each.
Woo!
And you know what I got to say about that? Good. Because Herschel, your ass was taking money from regular people. And I'm not saying you should be taking the money from the drug dealers. But what I am saying is the regular people who had nothing to do with nothing. There's no reason for you to be bothering them. They didn't have a reason to bother them. You was taking that money. I'll never forget how you did that boy who was in that sweet Impala just trying to go take his check and get food and Pampers to put stuff in the house for his family. You caused that man to lose a job, lose his car, and I damn sure know he ain't getting no pussy that night. Take it away, Moochie.
Well, look, he was the baddest apple of the whole bunch. Chose not to go to trial.
I don't know about. Go ahead.
You think he was worse than Wayne?
Yeah.
With that pushing up on the person and saying you assaulted me, and then locking him up.
He was different in a different way as bad. So I get what you're saying.
He seemed like he hated people. He hated a black man if they lived in a good neighborhood and was making an honest living.
Yeah, he was really bad in a different way. I don't know. Yeah, like he was an asshole and a dirty cop in a different way, more so than them. Although he did steal money too. So
he was stealing.
He was stealing too.
Yeah. But we'll go ahead and finish what you were saying.
To me, Wayne Jenkins and him, they both top tier buttholes. That's
right. Right.
It's just that Wayne seemed more free-loving, more approachable. Herschel just seemed unapproachable, cold, callous. You know, like he literally would have been the slave master sitting outside the house.
Yeah.
Whereas Jenkins would have tried to be friends with the slaves.
And that's what he did. He was like that with the black co-workers.
Yeah, he's got that overseer mentality. Y'all seen 12 Years a Slave?
Mm-hmm.
Sure have.
Yeah, he's that overseer. And Jenkins, I wouldn't say he was the Brad Pitt, because he ain't gonna probably help you get free.
No.
But he might have sat there and talked and laughed and joked and then beat you and raped your wife, but then come back and want to joke and talk to you sometime.
Yeah, and then tell you he's not a racist.
Right. Yeah, he ain't.
So
I wonder what jail he in, because he got 18. Them two got 18 years.
He in Florida. Herschel in Florida. Some federal prison in Florida.
That's smart. They split them all up because a lot of people don't know what they in for, although they will find out eventually.
Oh, heck yeah.
They're going to find out. Look, let me tell you something. I learned from Moochie. The birds be chirping everywhere, J-Mo. In jail, out of jail, under jail, on top of jail. The birds be chirping.
Okay, look, I saw you on TV last night.
Right. Especially once they get your last name and your name. They'll find out who you was if they want to know eventually.
That's for sure.
And if
look at how they was shouting Wayne out in when he was going to the yard.
Yeah. But I think he was still in Baltimore then.
He was still in Baltimore then, but look at how they was shouting him out, and they was like, "Look, we don't even want to protect you no more. We want you to go to Gen Pop."
Yeah, they want him to get beat.
Did y'all see little buddy that was mopping the floor? I for sure thought that he was about to take that mop.
I thought so too.
Where the sun don't shine on Wayne Jenkins. I thought the cops were going to let him do it. I thought that white mop was going to come out brown on the end. But it didn't.
I thought he was
But it
gonna
didn't.
unscrew that mop and beat the mess out of him with it.
That's what I thought too. That's what I thought. I was like, oh boy,
Ain't
somebody
you that
is
cop
in.
from Baltimore?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, the best.
And then start walking,
Yeah,
put
I
his
know,
chest out, and I'm like, bruh. So
They be delusional.
wow.
He
He's
was.
a narcissist. He's a narcissist, man. Narcissist for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, this was an excellent show. If you haven't told your friends about it and they want to just see just how corrupt the system we live in is, just how much the system is based on money, power, and influence, make sure you go tell them to watch this so that HBO can bring us another one of these series. Maybe they could take the show
They could
and do
still
something
take this
similar.
and go on with it.
Or better yet, Moochie, why don't you find another city like Miami, Chicago? Hell, you could do a show about what was that? The governor of Chicago that had to go to jail.
Blagojevich, Rod Blagojevich.
Blagojevich, yes. And then get a pardon from Trump. Blagojevich was a Democratic governor. So the fact that the farthest right president we've ever seen, racist, radical, and all that, frees a former Democratic governor, tells you just how much corruption is going on with him.
Well, it's deeper than that. It is about, you know what I'm saying, that complexion, you know what I'm saying, and other things, you know. In the end, they all corrupt. And he probably, you know, he was busted for selling Barack's, vacant Senate
seat.
Yeah,
Senate seat.
Saying whoever paid the most is who he gonna appoint the seat to.
Oh yeah, he got busted for that. Like before Barack even got in, like right around the time Barack got in office.
Yeah,
but what he didn't get busted for, that I think Trump let him out for was, y'all do know that Trump did go to that orgy island with Jeffrey Epstein. And
it's pictures of him on that.
Blagojevich was there too. Blagojevich.
Yeah, Blago. He was there too. So they probably done had little, you know what I'm saying, shared different pleasure holes together.
Mm-hmm. They probably had pee sessions.
and the thing that breaks your heart, bruh. So yeah, HBO, you could do this series on Detroit, St. Louis, Rob Blagojevich. You could do it in Florida. I mean, you could do this pretty much anywhere. We just want you guys to bring it back. And so, having said that, Jay and Moochie, are y'all going to be watching P Valley? It comes on Friday.
Yes.
Indeed.
So,
you know, y'all want to do, gonna be there. Rule number 22.99. Always be ready for the pank. Put 2 in the pank and 1 in the stank. All right, there.
So what day do y'all want to do our follow-up review? Y'all want to do it Monday, Tuesday? What day work for y'all?
Wouldn't it be good to do it Monday?
Cool. Yeah, Monday.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back on Monday night reviewing episode 1 of the Pank P Valley. So tune in then. Till that next Sex is Hell video, we are out of here. Subscribe, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I will see you guys on Friday night with Living Legend Larry. Peace.
Yeah.